Welcome back to TechniqueWOD, everybody. This week we're making Alex's upper chest totally jacked. Look at this man meat. We're gonna add 2 inches here. This week I want to show you guys everything you need to know about an exercise you don't see prescribed very often in CrossFit boxes, but I'm not sure why not. The exercise is the incline press. Woo! Now, before you call this just a non-functional bodybuilder exercise, well, I guess it can be. I mean, duh. If you want to do this chicken winged with a limp, lazy posture throughout your body, you can do that. And it would still be okay for just training your upper chest. But what we want to do is make this an exercise that's going to allow us to put barbells overhead in a more strong and athletic way. Right, before we get going, the first thing you're going to need is a bench. If you have an adjustable bench in your box, that's fantastic. It's a nice, stable structure made just for this. If you don't have that, what I'd recommend you do is get something like this bench right here. This is a standalone bench press. You can slide into your rack or what have you. Take one side, put it up on the end of a plyometric box. We got to like 24 inches maybe, or 20 inches, that'd be fine. Get it close to 45 degrees you can. That's a good starting point. Put a piece of rubber on top to keep it more stable. Don't go too heavy. Make sure you have proper spotters. Make sure it's structured. I'm not saying it's a safe thing to do. I'm not telling you to do it, but do what you gotta do. The most important point I can make about pressing of any kind, military pressing, incline pressing like we're doing here, bench pressing, you have to have your feet in an anchored, strong position. So Alex, put them wherever they would normally go. Just put them up and drop them. So from here, if you want a little bit out and forward, well, not quite that far, a little bit out, widen the feet, drive them in the ground through the heel, you would create a nice wide structure. This is how I like to press. If it feels a little uncomfortable, you can bring them a little closer and back, so coil them underneath you a little bit. And then every time you press, you gotta keep tension going through your leg into the ground so you stay nice and anchored. For your spine, you don't wanna overarch. That's not necessary, it's not a good idea, but you don't wanna just lay here. Let the force come through your leg. Keep a nice, gentle bow in your spine. So if I came and hit you, you'd be stable. The more stable you are, the more this will transfer. For grip, I like to grab pretty close. You can also grab right where you jerk or military press, or you just grab wherever you're comfortable. Alex, take your grip on the bar, man. So, the most important thing I want you to do is don't just pick this up. So just lazily pick that barbell up and start pressing with your elbows out, Alex. This is the bad thing to do. Sloppy motion, the bar coming up at a different trajectory each time. You see how wild this is? If the barbell comes up and this way, that's bad. Your genitals won't like this barbell on them. Forearms, come here, CTP. Look at the forearm. You want your forearm to be in a very good position. I would say this grip is too wide. Alex, bring your grip in and show people what a vertical forearm position looks like. And then, just like you would jerk, pull your elbows forward just a little bit, keep a full grip on the bar, maybe your wrist can come back a little bit. So this is now a nice tense structured position. The shoulder blades are gonna come down and back so that this now becomes a super duper rigid structure. You can touch a little bit here. This allows you, if you're not so good at getting the bar up here and getting a nice, good, this is not a good jerk position, but if you really struggle with structure and building a good platform from which to jerk strongly, this is a good way of practicing that. So if Alex was gonna work the incline press, this whole time I would have him basically pretend like he's about to jerk. So this is all very structurally sound. His abs are engaged, his spine is tense and coiled. The force never leaves his legs. These are strong and flexed, and his feet are anchored. They're not picking up and flopping all around. Watch out, buddy. So when Alex presses this bar, he's gonna come straight up and then slightly back so the bar is basically over his nose. The reason why this is such a good exercise for building the jerk and all that is because unlike the bench press, the bar is going overhead. It's a little bit more specific to what we're training for. So therefore, it's a better choice for assistance work maybe for a lot of people, especially if you've done a lot of bench pressing already. The bench press will not help you go overhead, but going overhead better will allow you to bench press just fine. Keep that in mind. So let's show you what it looks like from start to finish. Strong position, nice and coiled. Grab the bar for me, Alex. So first things first, shoulder blades back and tight. He's gonna drag the barbell out of the rack, come straight down, coil position, good elbow position. He's gonna squeeze the bar. He's gonna keep his hands around firmly. And he's gonna press really strong out to finish, right to the tip top. Stay nice and tight, drive, straight up and back. Right there, yeah, boom, right there. Look how strong that is. Now see, if Alex practices this, he'll get better and more comfortable when he's in military press position and when he catches a clean and stands up and is now used to just keeping a nice structured, very tense position from winch to jerk.
Did you just say winced?
From winch to jerk. Oh no, it's whatever. One variation of the exercise, you can get rid of the dumbbell or the barbell and switch to dumbbells. You can also do it with kettlebells. I want to show you the dumbbell variety and make a point about shoulder health. The great thing about incline pressing is that if your shoulders are bothering you from bench pressing, like if you have AC joint problems or what have you, shoulder tendonitis, if you raise yourself up in incline position, the load's a little bit reduced. My son is screaming. The load's a little bit less, and it's not so tough on your shoulders to bring it down here in this incline position versus a deep bench press position. So if your shoulders are banged up, try this variety. So Alex is gonna pick up the dumbbells. Every point about performance remains the same. Feet are anchored, legs are tense. He's gonna just casually and quickly kick the weight back up. The heavier these get, obviously the squirrelier it is. So for it to be a little bit easier on his arms, I'll make sure he has a hammer style grip, palms facing in. So what he's gonna do is just smoothly drive with the elbows straight up, squeeze his arms, squeeze the triceps, and hold that weight at extension for like maybe a second. Go ahead, man. Drive straight up. Drive straight down. Again, do not let your shoulders get out of position or else they won't really transfer. We're gonna teach ourselves to be in better position by bringing it down slowly, keeping a nice rock solid position, holding, keeping tension across our chest and our shoulder blades, and we're just gonna drive straight up and hold. Now, for the barbell, you wanna load this progressively like you do any other major barbell exercise. Heavy sets of 5 are golden. Put 5 pounds on the bar, every week for 2 months. You'll be much, much stronger, and you'll probably jerk a little bit better, is my guess. For this exercise, it doesn't make sense to load it to like a heavy set of 5. Do this for reps. Do it at least once a week. One of the best ways to keep your shoulders fresh and strong, and to keep your work capacity up and keep the wear and tear down, is do a lot of reps on an exercise like this, or ring push-ups, or any high rep pressing exercise. If you do 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 25 reps, fill the chest with blood, do a lot of reps, get a good burn. That'll help bring your capacity up. It'll help you survive tough jerking sessions by allowing you to do more work without getting so fatigued. So you want to show 1 set of 10 here, we'll have that. So again, after a heavy jerking session, if Alex is a little beat up, heavy jerking session, yeah, man, you jerk it hard, bro. You can just do 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps or whatever you want to do, and you'll feel like a new person. Do a couple, man. Up and down. Okay, it's a small exercise. It's not going to make or break your weightlifting, but if you struggle keeping position, this is a way for you to practice that position without having to use a heavy barbell, because if you do that a bunch with bad position, you're going to get hurt. Or as Doug would say, you're going to miss the bar out front, you'll break your spine, everybody's going to hate you, and you'll die. Isn't that right, Alex? You getting swole yet?
Oh, yeah.
How's that man meat coming along? Oh, you're well done. That is the incline press. Do it. You will be much more comfortable and strong going overhead. That's it for this week's episode of TechniqueWOD. For more great tips and tricks how you can perform better, and Alex will show you, go to barbellshrugged.com, click on TechniqueWOD on the banner up top, and have fun, man. Until next time, see you later, dude. Cheers.